In this video, I am going to present a topic on nervous tissue. Okay, nervous tissue is a type of tissue that is responsible for transmission of impulses throughout the body. It is made up of neurons and glial cells. Okay, this nervous tissue is mainly found in the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. Okay, neurons are the basic unit of nervous tissue. Okay, these neurons consist of a cell body, dendrites, and axon. Cell body contains the nucleus and other organelles needed for the neuron to function. These dendrites are short branching structure that will be used to receive the signals from the other neurons, and it is also used to transmit them to the cell body. Okay, then axons are the long thin structure that transmit signals away from the neuron cell body. Okay, then glial cells are very supportive cells that surrounds the neuron and helps to maintain their environment. Okay, there are several types of glial cells that will include astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, and microglia. Okay, this is a structure of a neuron. Okay, here dendrites are there, nucleus is there, cell body, axon is there, then myelin sheath, the outer covering, then squamous cells, then node of Ranvier, and axon terminal is there. Then functions of nervous tissue. Okay, this nervous tissue is responsible for transmission of information throughout the body. Okay, this neuron will transmit electrical signal or action potential along their axons to reach other neurons or muscles. Okay, the dendrites of one neuron receive input from other neuron, and if enough input is received, an action potential is generated. Okay, here the glial cells play a crucial role in maintaining the environment in which the neurons function. Then the main types are astrocytes. Okay, these astrocytes regulate the chemical environment of the brain and provide nutrients to the neurons. Okay, and it also maintains the blood-brain barrier. Then oligodendrocytes is another type which will produce a myelin. That insulation increases the speed of the action potential in the axon. Okay, then another type, microglia. This one will act as a immune cells and help to clean up the debris in the nervous system. Okay, the next concept is brain. Okay, brain is a most fascinating organ in the human body. It is mainly responsible for our thoughts, emotions, movements, and sensations. Okay, in brain there are billions of neurons. Okay, that is used to communicate with each other and send message throughout the entire body. Okay, the brain is divided into three main parts: cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and is divided into two hemispheres. Then cerebellum is located at the base of the brain and it is responsible for the coordination and balance. Okay, then next part is brainstem. This one will connect the brain to the spinal cord and regulates automatic functions such as breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure. Okay, this is the overall anatomy of a brain. Okay, then in brain there are different lobes are there. Frontal lobe is there. Okay, here in this picture you can see the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and temporal lobe. Okay, this frontal lobe is responsible for decision making and personality. Then temporal lobe is for processing auditory information. Then occipital lobe is for visual information, and parietal lobe is for sensory information. Then functions of brains. It helps in movement, then sensations such as touch, taste, smell, sight, and sound to the brain. Then emotions, then memory, mainly the hippocampus, a structure in the temporal lobe. This one will play a major role in formation and retrieval of memories. Okay, then language. Okay, language is associated with the left hemisphere of the brain. Then consciousness, Okay, these are all the major functions of the brain. Okay, the next concept is spinal cord. Okay, the spinal cord is a long, thin tubular structure made up of nervous tissue that extended from the brain down through the vertebral column to the lumbar region. Okay, it is usually about 45 centimeter long and it divided into segments. Okay, the spinal cord is protected by the vertebral column. Okay, then functions of a spinal cord. Okay, the spinal cord is responsible for relaying sensory and motor information between the body and the brain. Okay, the brain then processes the information and sends the signal through the spinal cord to the motor neuron, which causes a response. Okay, the spinal cord is also responsible for controlling many involuntary and reflexive actions such as breathing, heart rate and digestive process. Okay, then the next slide is function of the spinal cord. It also controls more complex actions such as walking, running and picking up the object. Okay, then injuries to the spinal cord. If spinal cord injury occurs, the vertebrae of the spinal column are damaged or broken, which crushes and compresses the spinal cord. Okay, the symptoms of SCA mainly depend on the location of the injury and can range from temporary numbness to permanent paralysis and loss of bodily function. Okay, these are all the overall functions of a spinal